All right, we are live. Let me pull up my notes because I can't do anything without them. Welcome, my friends. Welcome back to the Krieg Dominion. I am Omar Krieg, your Lord and Commander and host for this, the 17th episode of Along the Frontier, an Alien RPG campaign. This is The Smiling Man, and I am the Game Mother, a title I didn't create, but it sounds pretty cool for the game we're playing. With me, of course, are my wonderful, lovely players, Rodance, Luke, Kane. Let's check in on them, see what's new and exciting for them in the last week or so. Meanwhile, I'll just be over here helping the facehuggers be more sociable in order to raise a larger army of facehuggers. Rodance, what's new and exciting for you, my friend?
So you're basically doing face hugger version of speed dating.
No, I'm playing Crusader Kings with my facehuggers is what I'm doing. I'm just trying to make a larger
That's
army.
somehow worse.
It's somehow
I'm
worse.
just reminded by the fact that I have two Scottish folds who are really good bug hunters, not bug killers.
Mm.
They're currently chasing the oversized mosquito around the house.
Yeah, my cat loves to go chasing after bugs every now and again, and it's always like he
They
always
just play with
finds
them,
them.
they don't kill them.
No, he eats them. He gets them.
Mine don't.
It
Mine
just
are much prefer their dry cat food.
it just takes them a little longer than, or takes him a little bit longer than I would like. But I digress. Anything else? Anything else new and exciting? Anything new and exciting? I
I
know it's only
haven't
been a
had
week.
a cockroach fall off my ceiling and bounce off my head and fall out the front door as I was trying to get rid of it again this month. It's only happened twice now since I've lived in this house.
I'm not even sure what to do with this information.
I don't have cockroaches. I have palmetto bugs, which are cockroaches that like living in your front garden instead of your house. And they're solitary creatures. So they wander in the doors, look around for a while, and then go to leave again. Except I get tired of the cats harassing them, so I go to sweep them out. And when they're on the walls, they like popping up to the ceiling, bouncing off my head, and then flying out the door. Also, they're this big and fly. Yeah, living in the South, man. It's glorious.
There's one place worse. Have you heard of this place called Australia, where everything is trying to kill you?
I've seen pictures of the entire town covered in spider silk. I'm good.
Man, I have heard some crazy stories about Australia and all
The
the water.
emu?
Yeah,
Was it the emu war?
yeah, the Great Emu War. Actually, I think I looked that up. I think there's an oversimplified version of that. I can't remember their exact name, but there's a channel on YouTube
It's
that.
an oversimplified history. They do the
Yeah,
cartoons.
yeah.
It's a fun channel.
Yeah. Oh, it is. I love it. They're pretty funny. In fact, just not that long ago, I was watching. I caught a little bit of the Russian Revolution, and I caught something else. Don't remember, but there's been some additions lately that I wasn't aware of previously. At any rate, Luke, what's new and exciting for you, my friend? Did I catch him at
Just
the right
trying to
time?
figure out my mic to, do the thing that I want it to do. But yeah, applied for some positions in the company, got declined for some positions in the company. It's pretty good. They told me that I'm too teenagerly.
Did you tell him that you will probably be this way for the rest of your life?
At this point, yeah.
I'm making reference to the fact that there's the joke about how men never actually mature.
Oh, you start diminishing at some point. You're
Yeah, oh
like,
yeah,
what? I'm
absolutely.
just
I'm at that. I
what?
think I'm at the peak. I think in the next 10 years, I start my gradual decline. To at some point in the
Yeah.
next 30 or 40 years, I'll be back in diapers.
I started that decline a little bit early, but I think I want to settle back as like as having nice little like toys and things
Yeah.
and just having fun. That's what I want to do. I don't want to worry too much.
I mean, I've definitely hit that point in my life too, where I'm like, listen, I'm just trying to have a good time, try to pass on the things I know, try to leave something better for the people that come after me. But I'm just trying to have a good time because a lot of things that I used to give a shit about, a lot of things that I used to stress about, are not nearly as important as I thought they were at one point in time. So
If you ask
Yeah,
nicely, I might share my Legos.
okay,
I do like
we'll have
Legos.
a Lego. We'll have a Lego
Yeah.
stream one day.
But like, I'm wearing a Yoda Man shirt.
Yeah, I saw
It's,
that.
yeah, and I was told that it was inappropriate for business casual, and I work from home. I mean, whatever. And I'm like, I should remind you that you had to tell people that their webcams are on and that they shouldn't do inappropriate things while at work. And I'm the problem somehow, wearing a Yoda Man shirt.
At least it's not the one that says. I used to have a shirt. It was a big chicken on the front, and it said "free sea rides." I'll let you figure out the rest of that word. Love that shirt. Could never wear it anywhere, but I love that shirt. I don't know where it is now. I don't think it fits if I still have it. This was years ago. Man.
I have a story about that real quick. Then I have a shirt that's
keep in mind
said,
this is basically a PG-13 service here.
yeah, it's a noodle shirt. It
Okay.
had a bowl of noodles on it,
Uh
and I wore that shirt on a date, and
huh.
and we went to a noodle shop downtown, and I thought it was clever. This is pretty much what I thought. You know, you guys can assume what the lettering was, but the point being is, she didn't find that funny at all. The waitress thought it was hilarious and brought me a free beer when she left.
Oh man, Kane, what's new and exciting for you, my friend?
I'm sitting in a dining room chair at a very low glass desk. It's very uncomfortable.
Well,
Mid-move.
well, with any luck, we will find ways to get you distracted and focused on the game and forgetting about your spine's curvature. Oh man, anything else? Anybody before we get started?
I felt it when you were saying that there's things you just don't care about anymore.
Yeah.
I feel that deep in my soul, man. I married my job in my early 20s, and now I just don't. None of that matters.
I think it started, honestly, like all bullshit aside, I think it really started when I deployed. One of the probably my first trip in Iraq is when I really realized that no matter where you are in the world, no matter what kind of cultural background, religious upbringing, whatever made you into the person you are today, at the end of the day, the vast majority of us are simply trying to make it through the damn day and go home.
Yeah.
That's it. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, what kind of background, how rich you are or aren't. The vast majority of us just want to go home at the end of the day. That's all we care about. And I was like, at the time, I probably had something close to an actual conscious thought of, there's a lesson here somewhere. I've seen an old couple, basically grandma and grandpa, living in a hut in a trash dump field made out of empty gas cans. And I'm talking the metal gas cans. They might as well have been red with yellow letters saying gasoline on them. And they were living in a hut of these gas cans that were stacked, shaped, imagine an igloo, for lack of a better way to phrase it, made out of gas cans. Yeah, I don't know what else was in it, because we were patrolling and we were walking through this trash dump field thing in the middle of the night. And oh, by the way, half of it was on fire. And I don't mean like, slowly roasting embers. I'm talking like there were some flames on the other side of this field. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, how the hell do people live like this? But when you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. And I was like, and that was another kicker in that. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe some of the things I give a shit about are not nearly as important as I thought they were. Take care of your people. Take care of yourself. At the end of the day, if all goes well, you can go home and have a beer.
I got, for off-camera reasons, pulled off the rat race. And I was taken from my unit, and I was put somewhere else to relax. They were a little concerned. I was a bit high-strung. And as soon as I was off the track, off the constant emergencies, the constant pressure, I mellowed so hard.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I still get wound up, but
there's so much I just don't care about. And it's so disarming. Somebody gets in an argument with me, and I'm like, I don't care. Do you really care? Does this really matter to you? Does it make if
Yeah.
it makes you feel better to just shout? Go ahead and shout. It'll make you go way faster. Like whatever.
Do you need me to shout a little bit too? Like,
Yeah. Would it make you feel better if I acted like I was offended? Like, what do you need right here, buddy? Because I need a beer.
I will say this before we resume our normally scheduled programming here, but I will say that I was one of those shouters, and I still am. I have tried very hard in the last, I'll say 15 years, if not longer, to get my temper under control, keep it under control, not trying not to get mad about all the things I used to get mad about. And I suck at it. But one thing I have done is been able to learn to recognize that if I don't address this problem now, even if I'm just screaming into the void, if I don't address this now, it's going to eat at me all day. So I need to get this energy out. You know, this is not the best approach, but it's worked for me for the most part. So I bitch and moan about whatever I have to bitch and moan about. But within a few minutes, I'm back to normal. All right, let's go do what we got to do.
so your distressor is not murdering players in Aliens RPG.
Oh no, I'm about to start a new campaign where I get to try to murder people there too. So that'll even be more stress relief.
Nice.
Just saying, I'm pretty sure my Aliens RPG character still has a longer shelf life than the 40k one.
I mean, pretty soon it's going to be one of these. It's going to be a bar graph that just keeps shifting week to week. Well, this week, my alien RPG character is more likely to survive than my astropath. Next week, son of a bitch, my astropath made it to shit. Oh, God. Wescott, what's going to happen to Wescott?
Comtech? Okay, let me point out. Comtech?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Astropath!
And they both basically do the same thing.
It's almost like I did that on purpose because it was funny.
Communications
The meta
facilitation.
In
All
different
right.
ways.
Real quick, so we did gather some experience points last week. Of course, we do this in every session. Is there any talent rolls or anything of that nature that we need to adjudicate for tonight before we get going here?
I did most of my experience points last time, which was
Okay.
one experience point that I actually had.
Okay, well, that, unfortunately, sometimes it bees that way. I don't know what else to
I mean,
say.
I didn't do anything last game, so I mean,
Yeah, and sometimes
That
it bees that
happens.
way. I don't know. I wish I had something better to say to that.
I have the sneaking suspicion that I'm going to need to put an extra point in medical aid today. I'm going to do that now.
well, I mean, he's less of a doctor than weird person now.
I just have this weird gut feeling that creepy black armored dudes are going to get us somehow.
I mean, there's only a few on the board, right?
I'm pretty lucky. I've been lucky.
I
It
mean,
worked
I
out.
could
I've been
just
like, you better find some goddamn wood to knock on, boy.
They're just super high strung.
This
Just,
I'm gonna enjoy my fortified armor personnel carrier thingy and hope that they don't have RPGs
Oh, speaking of the APC,
or
if you noticed,
other miscellaneous explosives
I
that
really,
are
I
burst
really,
and portable.
I really wish I could make a token that would more accurately reflect the size of the APC. But I did change the token for the APC to an actual image of an APC. It's just slightly smaller than the tokens we're using for individual characters, so you just have to, keep an
But
eye
we
on
have
it, I
one.
guess.
Yeah, but it is 3 by 3 meter or something.
I think it's roughly 10 by
It's a 10 meters. Yeah, it's a 10
10
Is
meter.
there
meters,
not
yeah.
like a shift command or something to like a shift drag to make it bigger?
I'm wondering if that's something that tech support would know the answer to. But
I mean, there is, but it's not really necessary given the scaling. Our tokens are inappropriately large for the scale.
there is that too. At any rate, we're only about 14 minutes into the game. Maybe we should start playing the game as Luke probably goes to get more coffee. Previously, on Along the Frontier, the world of Pandora is under heavy assault by the UPP, attracted to this world in order to recover UA-aligned code breakers who are attempting to break free from their bonds. In response, the US CMC has sent 3 ships to the world, including the US Tambatam and Sergeant Pike's team, now under the command of the mysterious Colonel Arnold, has been dispatched to the world to recover the scientists before the UPP can. On the ground, the team encountered multiple Blackguard members, including Sergeant Sax, their team lead, who are evidently here on their own mission, that of finding the missing scientists. The team splits up with a crew heading towards the Air Traffic Control Center to set up and power up a PB Phalanx anti-air system, and another team heading towards the cargo center where able-bodied refugees are gathered in order to catch the next uplift to orbit. In the overcrowded cargo center, a man with a disturbing smile spies our Marines as they arrive, quickly drawing their attention. As civilians and refugees from across the region rush to apparent safety and chance of survival offered by Morgan's Bluff Spaceport, and with UPP closing in from the beaches only a couple kilometers away, our team is already hard-pressed and running out of time. We're going to start with the cargo center. Let me get an observation roll from the individuals that are currently in the cargo center, specifically Winston and Warren.
Yeah.
And
Those are the
Watts
people.
did warn them about smiling due to the end of last session.
Okay, so Winston first.
Sure. 2 successes, but roll that stress.
Hiya.
Ooh, you're good. Okay.
Okay.
Excellent. 2 successes.
And Warren. He has watchful.
What does Watchful do? They give you like extra dice for observation or something?
Yeah,
Extra dice against people sneaking out.
Okay.
it's supposed to protect you from being caught unawares.
Okay.
+2 modification to observation when trying to spot
I
a
think
sneak
we
attack.
can throw that in there for this one too. He's being extra. I mean, realistically, he'd probably be extra watchful of faces and hands because he's looking for these 2 scientists. I am assuming that all of the Marines in Pike's team know who they're looking for. By the way, just for reference sake, that did not help you any. You want to push that?
Yes.
I would imagine so. Okay, you got 1 success. All right. By the way, the names of the people you're looking for are Doctors Chelwa and Dr. Liu. And Liu is spelled Liu. It's an Asian name. I'm probably missing a little extra enunciation in there, but so as you come into the cargo center, the very first thing you have noticed is, of course, that it is almost literally wall to wall with bodies, live human bodies, that is. There are a couple of blackguards making their way through the crowds, and it looks like they're literally scanning the faces, doing biometric readings and things like that, trying to find these individuals. They're almost being callous in their approach. They're just stopping everybody, scanning them, including children and people that would, clearly
Just not be Asian.
Yeah, well, they would very clearly not be the doctors.
Yeah.
Okay. The other thing you notice, of course, there are a number of security personnel in here, and they're kind of these security personnel are basically just trying to keep things organized. There is something of a line or a queue system here, and it looks like the next roughly 100 or so, I think was the number, whatever the next stack of people getting ready to fly out up to orbit is in one section of the center, and then the next couple are, you can see that if you spend a few minutes, you'll notice that there's a certain pattern to how people are segregated. And it's not so much, hold on, I'm trying to think of the best way to phrase this without being misunderstood. There's no particular order or pattern of people. It's just you can see that this group here is next to fly up, and then this group here is next on deck, and then another group over here that the blackguards are going through. They haven't been all scanned yet, and they're
just triaging through the whole thing.
Triage is a way to phrase it, but definitely no medical context meant or implied.
No, yeah.
As you're coming in probably what would be like the 4th or 5th group, getting ready to, as far as the order of priority, is this person that is smiling at you strangely. And when I say smiling, he doesn't have like the full-on Cheshire grin, but it's an obvious smile, like, haha, here's my way out of here. He is watching you intently, and very obviously watching you. Every now and again, he looks at, somebody in the security section or watching the blackguards. But, it's always looks at you, looks at security, looks at you, looks at the blackguards, looks at you, looks at security, looks at you, looks at somebody over there. Con man. Well, he's just keeping an eye on where you guys are because he's trying to get your attention without making it obvious. The other thing you notice, because between the three of you, you have a total of 3 successes. I'll give you this other piece of information too. At one point, you see him. Maybe he motions with a hand as he kind of slowly makes his way through the crowd in no particular order. You notice that he's wearing a gold ring on one of his hands. We'll say his right hand. And that's semi-significant because in your briefing, these 2 doctors were identified to be part of an organization. Do you remember the name by chance? Probably not, because it's a weird name.
And it was a while ago.
I don't think we got briefed on what organization they were part of.
Okay. They were
It was a need-to-know thing.
They were, well, I think it was mentioned in gameplay, but it may have been glossed over with all the other information that was being put out too.
Okay.
The 2 doctors were part of the Gahol God Institute. This ring, when he makes another hand motion, and it might be difficult to see over several meters, but you happen to catch maybe a flash of light off of it in a particular way, and you're like, that's a Gahol God ring. The Gahol God Institute, without pulling out any books or anything, they're basically a research, deep thinking research think tank of a variety of people with a lot of corporate backing. That information from me may not necessarily be the most accurate because, again, I'm going off of memory and without referencing the book right off the top of the head.
Okay.
But the one thing you do know is that ring represents the Gahol God Institute, and you do know that the 2 doctors were members of that institute. It's also possible that this is not a person. You can't tell from here.
Oh.
He might be one of them. He might be one of them. They're synthetics.
Synthetics. Well, that's gonna make things complicated.
Not really. Not necessarily.
Yeah, right.
But
So how out of place do we look with our riot gear?
I mean, considering the situation of the UPP being literally a mile or 2 away, not terribly out of place, especially with the Blackguard wandering, steadily making their way through the crowds, especially with the security being far more evident than they usually would be. Because, when you go in an airport, you see security, but it's not obvious, right? You see them in particular areas that you expect to see them. These guys are, like, everywhere. And there's, like you see on the map, there's, like, 6 of them. But let's just pretend for the number of bodies in this building that there's probably actually more than 6, but several of them are, actively engaged in trying to keep people under control, trying to keep people from freaking out.
I kind of imagined it as every one of these tokens has like 2 or 3 of them kind of bunched together.
Yeah, in a more realistic accounting, like obviously I'm not going to put, several hundred icons in here because that would be mind-boggling, not to mention blow up the computer. But it
would boggle the mind.
Yeah, like you get the idea. So there's probably a couple of groups of 2 or 3 security guys in each little section or whatever doing things. Okay. What would you like to do?
All right.
The android is probably. This is not a very good scale here.
Android?
I did specify android. The smiling android is probably a good, 50 meters. There's several clumps of people in between you 2. And it looks like he's steadily, generally making his way towards you, but not making it obvious.
Which direction are the Blackguard moving? Down or up?
I'm just going to do this. So they are right there, and they are generally moving down-ish at the moment.
So they haven't
I guess the easiest way to do this, I'm going to put this guy and this guy together up here. That is group 1. And then group 2 would be over here. Group 3, group 4, group 5, and then group 6. More or less.
So like an S or a 5 or whatever.
Yeah, like a snake.
Okay.
And so the Blackguard are currently in group, I guess, 4-ish. It gets a little muddled in this area because they're not, the security is focused on, like the security guys at the top are more focused on keeping the groups separated and contained. and the security at the bottom is more focused on keeping people under control and calm so that they can be grouped. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah. So the name of the doctors were Liu and
Chelwa.
Chelwa. Okay.
I imagine it's like an Indian-ish name. I don't know for sure.
Yeah, Chelwa, something like that. Yeah. I'll, if I can, move up to the two blackguard just to see what the situation is over there.
Okay.
As
are you moving towards them to
calmly
like check in with them and be like get a set
check in with
update?
them? Yeah.
Okay. As
Just
you do that,
just to know that they're aware.
okay. Yeah, if you do that, you see one of them notices you and does the whole, dips his head at a weird angle as though to speak into a microphone on his collar, sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the other thing that happens is as you're moving in that general direction, a random colonist, some random citizen civilian, bumps into you, and it's almost as if it was intentional. And he just kind of looks at you and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, my bad." And he kind of pauses for a second, watching you, and then continues to meander back towards, let's say family or some friends he's traveling with, unless you try to stop him. But it definitely felt intentional.
I'm checking firearms at this moment and any kind of loose gear.
Okay. He's like, "No, I didn't. My bad. Just my bad." And then he kind of stops, and he looks at the blackguard, and he looks back at you. And for the briefest of moments, he's got something of a look of concern.
So Winston, was it Winston or was it Warren that was bumped into?
I'll let you pick. Which one of you got bumped?
Winston.
Okay. Yeah.
Winston's gonna lift his hand and kind of like signal him, like, "Get back over here, you."
He comes in and he says really quiet. It's almost hard to hear it. He's like, the flash freezing complex. I don't know if it's a UPP or if it's one of those guys or what, but something's not right. That's why I bumped
Flash freezing?
Yeah, the flash freezing complex, which is right over.
You're right, yeah, here next to the pond.
He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what's going on over there. Something's a little fishy. No pun intended. You'd think everybody was trying to get off the planet, but for some reason there's a guy or two over there doing some funky shit. That's why I ran into you. I just passed that without making it look like I passed it. I gotta go."
Thank you. And I'm gonna let him move on.
Yeah, he definitely, like, as soon as he's like, "I gotta go," he's starting to turn, and he's kind of got that look of like, "Please don't fucking hold me up. Somebody sees that I made this report, I might get knifed."
Yeah. So I'm just gonna let him go. I'm not too worried about it, and I'm gonna move on towards the blackguard just to be like,
These guys look similar to Pike in their size and stature and their demeanor. They are far more. Let me rephrase that. Imagine Pike. If
They
Pike
look like douchier Pikes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, imagine
Pikes.
Pike, but with no emotion.
Collars popped up.
Yeah. Well, no. Imagine Pike with no emotion.
Collars.
Yeah, and the look of, "I'm an asshole. I'm going to tell you every single moment I possibly can that I'm an asshole. I'm gonna fucking ruin your day." And that's like the look they're giving you. It's like the look says, "The fuck do you want?" One of them actually says, "Corporal," or no, you're a Lance Corporal, aren't you?
Lance Corporal Leland Winston reporting. I'm just wondering what the situation is here.
Lots of bodies, lots of faces. We're scanning. You should be too. And when
we'll be
I realized I had
a little bit. Know what your progress is.
Yeah, I realized I had a lot of emotional inflection in that. They have none.
Mm-hmm.
It's straight deadpan.
Ooh.
Like there's zero emotional context whatsoever. It could have just as easily come from a robot. But yeah, that's
so
always
we'll be scanning in a moment. But we need to know the situation, which way you're scanning, what you've already found out.
Hold on. I don't think he wouldn't stutter. I stuttered because I was trying to figure out how to respond.
Okay.
He looked at you. He kind of does one of those narrows his gazes, but in a menacing Pike sort of way. And he's like, "I don't have to tell you shit," and just goes back to scanning the next people. And it's one of those like, it's almost like one of those forehead thermometer scanners and they literally do a pass over their face, and then they look at a device on their wrist, and it comes back red, negative.
It's just like their face again on their wrist, and they're like, no, not him.
Yep, exactly. That's exactly what it is. And they're scanning, like, it takes like 4 seconds. It's about 3 to 4 seconds each person. Nope. And then they look at you like you interrupted them. Again, no emotional context or subtext or anything. And like, yeah, lots of bodies, lots of scanning. And then something to the effect of, I don't have to tell you shit. And then right back to scanning again.
All right, so you're scanning that way. We're gonna go this way. Perfect.
He
Thank
doesn't
you.
even, he barely even, he looks at you, he just doesn't say anything, continues scanning. There's a lot of fucking people in here. If you had to give a head count, you would wager somewhere north of 500. Far north of 500.
Having done security, security sucks.
Yeah.
Especially when you're overqualified for it.
That's ironically enough, that's what these blackguards are doing. Like, they're very much overqualified. To say that they're overqualified is insulting. That's how much overqualified they are. What would you like to do?
I'd start to meander towards the android and see if I can find anything else on the way of the unscanned populace, the unwashed.
The unwashed? Okay, I don't think you guys actually have, you certainly don't have scanners like what they have.
No, but
their scanners are definitely Blackguard issue. I totally made this shit up. I'm sure somewhere in the CMOM community there would be some sort of scanner like that, but
Rule 0.
exactly.
Rule 0. If it can come out of your ass, it might as well.
Well, rule zero is if it sounds cool, if it's fun, fucking go with it.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. So you make your way back over to Smiling Man droid. He has continued to watch you this whole time. Now, I imagine this interchange probably took all of about a minute, and then a few extra minutes just to, make your way through. He's been watching this whole time. Now, he's also been trying very hard to not make it obvious to anybody other than you, because he wants to make sure, he's making direct eye contact with you. It lingers for a few seconds, and then he looks at somebody else, so it doesn't look like he's watching you. But what he's ultimately achieving here is that he's obviously watching you. And anybody watching him would probably realize this.
Yeah, I'm changing the order of my people.
You're going to have Warren go up first, as it were?
Yeah, well, I ideally like him to be like this, but there's a person right there, so...
I can scooch him out of it.
I'm going to scooch.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
The security guards are not being very static. They're being very, proactive as far as trying to keep people under control and calm. Like, you hear this a lot. Everything's gonna be fine. The next red lift will be down. We're moving so many hundred people an hour. You'll be in the next group after that group. Just stay calm. Do you have water? Things like that. So there's plenty of interpersonal interactions going on with security and the local populace. Every now and again,
Speaking
it looks like
interpersonal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So you were saying?
The other thing I was going to say is every now and again somebody raises their voice and there's a security guy nearby that says, "Hey, no, calm. Let's not do this here. There's too many people."
Adult hush.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see here. So Warren's gonna walk up to the android and say, "Hey, if I didn't know any better, you're hitting on us."
I think the android gives a smirk, and because he's an android, like, they can convey certain facial expressions to make it look like there's a normal human reaction, right?
Oh yeah.
But the way, even if you think about the way I even just described that, that's exactly how it comes across. It's plastic, intentional, as opposed to a reaction, like a true reaction would be. But there's that smirk, and he says, "I mean, I've always gone for a good-looking man in uniform."
All right, well, thank you for the compliment, but I see you've got some nice jewelry there. Are you taken?
Well, that depends. Are you available? And at this point, his vocal tone has changed into that nuanced, we're speaking in code terms now.
Yeah, if you're available to talk, we could probably step outside for a moment.
Yeah, it is getting a little stuffy in here, isn't it? And when he says stuffy, his eyes immediately dart to the Blackguard, and then back to Warren.
Okay, so we're not gonna hide him behind the riot shields, but we're just kind of gonna guide him.
Oh, it would be difficult because he's like 6'2". He's not
he's a big
yeah,
robot.
yeah, he's not large, but he's tall.
Yeah, okay. Well, then we're not gonna worry about it too much. We're
I
just
don't even know if they
gonna.
would make an android specifically 6'2", but whatever.
Yeah, I don't think the security is gonna matter too much about us escorting someone.
I think
out of
I think
the.
yeah, I think you get a couple looks, but they're like, it's the fucking USCMC. Like, what are you gonna do? I
Yeah,
have
they're
a
gonna-
service
they're gonna-
revolver. They've got machine guns. Like, am I really gonna stop them?
Michael
And,
Fassbender's 6 foot tall.
Is he?
You
Apparently, they
act
make
with
tall
authority,
androids.
and they tend to pretty much just go, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah. So you're gonna step outside with him?
Yeah. But Winston is gonna be at his back with his shoddy.
All right. Let me do that. Let me do that, and then you can position your two people the way you want them.
Okay. But I'm not used to Foundry here. I'm gonna do like this.
Okay.
All right. So, tell me more about that ring, by the way.
What do you want to know?
So you're some kind of smarty pants, or you're serving some smarty pants? What do you know about the situation?
I'm really not sure where you're going with it. It's just and he shows it to you, and it's got very clearly the Whole God Institute logo on it, and you can
Okay.
recognize it as such. It would be like showing any random person like the Mason, the Freemasons logo. Like, if you have any sort of understanding of who they are, you would recognize that logo, right?
But not really.
Let me
the
guess.
idea,
I'm talking
so
to three
that's-
people that don't know what the Freemasons are.
We have a lodge actually in
Okay.
my town.
Oh, I am more than aware. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
My
it'd be something.
grandfather was very proud to be a knight of Columbus.
There you go. There you go. Okay. So at
We
least
have a
you
sword
so
for that
the
in our
analogy
house.
stands, or the description or example stands, I guess.
Yeah.
that
100%.
could have very easily
We
go.
got it.
Yeah, that could have very easily blown up in my face and be like, "Fuck, they don't know what I'm talking about." Yeah. So he shows you the ring, and it's very clearly the Whole God Institute, and he's like, "Yeah, it's the Whole God Institute." You know, research. And he mentions a few various projects that the institute is known for as far as what they, their specific fields of study. Me personally, I can't think of any, and I don't want to
So he's
misrepresent.
fanboying.
Yeah,
So he's
yeah,
fanboying.
yeah. He's like, yeah, it's the
All right.
God Institute. I work.
All right.
I work for them.
Okay. So do you know why they're looking through every single person and android in this case?
Well, if they scan
Right now?
me, they will know. They will probably want to take me with them because of who
You think
I
so?
worked for.
Right. So do you know of anyone else that's working for the I can't pronounce that word.
Gahol God,
the
but it's
Insti-
okay.
The
You can
Gahol
call it-
God.
You can just call it the Institute.
Gahol God. The Institute. Do you know anyone else who's working for the Institute that they might be looking for?
Oh, I know exactly who they're looking for. Doctors
Hmm.
Chow and Lu.
We hide our excitement.
Dancing
around.
Just the way you did that, I'm just picturing the 9-year-old at Christmas. It's like, woo, 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 let's go.
All right.
That's awesome.
I can't wait to shoot my eye out.
What is it, Red Rider BB gun or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah.
I get
Yeah,
cultural
BB guns
references from
BB guns
time to
are
time.
A friend of mine shot me in the leg with one point blank from behind.
Nice.
It was great.
I
It did not
bet
feel
it
great.
was.
Yeah.
I've
So
pulled
we're
a metal
gonna
BB
look
out
at
of my
him.
leg before.
Oh God. So we're gonna look at him. Trying to hide our excitement. I'm gonna wonder. I don't think a manipulation works against an android. You just gotta be straight with them.
It does.
It
Yeah.
can. Like, you can
Mhm.
you can always out logic them.
The only thing
Okay.
that they're immune to is stress.
Yeah. So you can't stress them out.
You
Okay.
can still intimidate them, lie to them, charm them. They just don't panic.
Okay. So Winston is gonna sneak up a little bit into the conversation and go, okay, so we're looking for a couple doctors. This
I
whole
imagine.
situation can go a lot smoother if we find them, get them where they're supposed to go.
Finding them won't do you any good.
No, well, what
They're dead.
seems to be the issue? They're dead.
Yeah.
Wait,
Above
the table.
Mm-hmm.
I think I know. I think I have suspicions of who this is.
You
So-
keep your mouth shut, because I know you've read
Yeah.
this shit. You might not have read all
So-
of these missions, but I know you've read through them.
I don't know this mission, but I think I know this NPC, and I will shut up.
Yeah, I already know what's happening. Yep. All right. All right, I'm gonna go with the manipulation roll. I'm gonna go with and I assume you know who killed them.
Is that the question? Yep. Okay. I'm not even gonna roll that. He's just gonna straight up say, "Yeah, I know exactly who killed them." Yeah, I know.
So
he's doing it on purpose, though.
Yeah. So I'm lifting the shotgun a little bit closer to his leg.
He looks
And
down
I'm
at
saying-
the shotgun and he's kind of like, actually, I think he actually says like, "Okay, we're gonna play that game. You can put that away. I killed them."
Okay, so what are we looking for then?
I have the information that they have. And it would benefit everybody far more if I leave with you than if I leave with them. And he kind of does a head nod towards the door that you guys walked out of, indicating, obviously, the Blackguard.
All right. I'm gonna pipe in here. Let me just change my.
Oh, you're gonna change. You're gonna do the voiceover or the voice thingy. God, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't. Listen, I don't want to be that guy that
Pike.
jinxes it. There we go.
Pike, I think we figured out a little bit about what's going on here. Over.
Try again.
Out of character, he wants you to use rank, but Pike is being a bit obstinate right now because he's got a hair up his ass because he had a really bad dream on the flight over.
Hey, he's done this before.
Welcome.
You've heard this on comms before. He did this to Wescott.
He's done this to
So-
everybody, I think, that has called for him
No.
on the radio.
Yeah. So Winston knows what he's
Yeah.
what his
I just wanted to make sure Luke
annoyances.
knew where you were going with that.
Yeah, Winston has an idea. Okay, so if we do bring you with us, you're not gonna cause a fuss, are you?
I don't see the reason to give you cause fuss. I'm the one with all the keys in my pocket. If you give me a fuss, well, you just won't get the information you're looking for, like engineers and genetic manipulation and bioplagues. Yes, he's doling this
So-
information out very sparingly and very intentionally.
So I have an idea that you have an idea about a heliotrope, heliomorph or something.
Sounds Russian. Let me see. Neophyte, neomorph, neo something. Yes, I think I might recognize that, but that sounds more UPP than the UA.
Yes, I've heard the term a couple times, and I'm a little concerned. So
This
we're
probably
gonna
isn't the best
go-
place to have this conversation as a
Yeah,
group
we're
of
gonna
people
go
happen to
down this
wander
way.
inside.
Yeah, so we're gonna go down south here, and I'm gonna
Okay.
stay at your
I'm
six.
gonna go down this far. You can figure out where to from there.
Yeah, so we're gonna just
Or if you want, just move your two icons and I'll bring Maitland down. He's not gonna contend, I guess.
Yeah, so we're gonna stay like this.
And where to?
We're gonna go just over here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna command, not command, but
Lance Corporal Winston, how's your status?
well, we think we found a little bit more about what the situation is, and we may actually have a little bit of a complication.
Did you find the scientists?
We found the one that seems to be holding the information of the scientists, but the scientists themselves may not actually still be here.
You mean they've
Now-
left already?
No.
No
but
more
we don't have it
conversation
confirmed.
about this topic over comms. Meet at the APC.
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say I'll drag you guys down there if you want me to.
Now it's a penis.
Oh God.
That would be actually. I think we would need to do.
Well, I mean, depending on what the
You know,
ratio
well,
is.
now it looks more of a. Okay, I'm just gonna shut up. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
do this. Let me bring Pike
So
down
the point
here
being
too.
is, yeah. So the point
I'm
being
assuming
is,
Pike
we
would
need
come down
Pike
to the
here.
APC as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm headed to the APC.
Nothing's gonna stop you. There is a blackguard down here. This individual, by the way, it looks like he's just kind of hanging out in the vehicle depot, keeping an eye on
Okay.
things. He also is watching you from time to time, but it's more of a casual. Oh yeah, those fuckers are still there doing. What are they doing? Yeah, fuck it, whatever. I don't give a shit.
We're being nonchalant.
Yeah.
Suspiciously
I'll,
so.
I guess when
We
I
don't
approach the
chalant.
APC, I'll motion for folks to get into the APC,
I'm not gonna
and I'll,
stack.
and I'll get in.
No, don't do that, please, because now I can't guarantee I can unstack the stack.
So I mean, does everybody get in the APC?
Yeah, we could just crowd around it on the board and then assume everybody's inside.
So Winston is still gonna hold an arm close to
Oh yeah.
Mister here. Warren is
We
gonna do a
pat
bit
him
more
down.
testing. Yeah,
But
but he's probably not gonna be armed.
hold on, let me double check. He doesn't
So?
have anything on it. So he does have an ES4 semi-auto electrostatic pistol.
Okay.
He
Is
has.
that a glorified taser?
No.
I'm gonna say yes.
It's a
but-
pistol.
Yeah, no, you're right. I think it's a pistol, but it uses electricity to fire instead of gunpowder
Cool.
or something
Yeah.
stupid like
Thank
that.
you. Put it on the sideboard there.
It's good for
he
ship-to-ship
watches.
combat.
He watches that. He's kind of like, I guess that makes sense that you would take that away from me. But beyond that, he doesn't really have anything else. Well, no, I take it back. He does have a. Stand corrected. There is a paper journal. Let's call it a notebook.
Sideboard?
Let's call that a notebook.
I'm sure we
He
have the
wouldn't-
equivalent of.
He wouldn't happen to have an assload of money on him, would he?
Not according to his character sheet. Well,
Okay.
hold on. Let me double check.
Ah.
No.
Okay.
Why is he? Were you expecting an ass load of money on him?
I was, but I'm also trying to remember vague details from random stuff. So
Oh, so this is not the NPC you're looking for.
maybe not. Yeah, Pike is he takes his seat at the command station and just turns the chair.
Does he Palpatine too?
I think he's too big to Palpatine and then still be able to turn the chair. I mean, he's built like he can't back up a car anymore. So
Yeah. So before the stream started, I have an idea of what Mr. Pike looks like. And,
Oh, yes.
And I think he's very large, but I also think that he's way more like Omar said, triangular, but also like just bursting from his shirt, mustache, and just like clean cut and wider than he should be. Like the big burly bear of a man.
Sounds about right to me.
Yeah.
I'm thinking something like Johnny
So-
Bravo, but not so
So
funny.
trying to hide behind a chair so he can spin around the chair. I mean, it's just like shoulders.
It's just you just see shoulders rotating. Yeah. So you
this
take.
this is our guest.
This is someone who seems to know about the doctors.
Know them. I worked for them. And I want to point out of character, that's the second time he used the past tense. But I did already drop the bomb that he killed him, so.
So
Uh-huh.
where are the doctors now?
They're in their apartment. Unless you wanted a more metaphysical answer, at the risk of sounding flippant.
Metaphysical.
They're dead.
Ah. Well, did you do it?
Yes.
Why?
To protect the information that I carry.
From them?
Their research. Their research is the true nature, or excuse me, the true reason for the UPP's presence, and I imagine your similarly shaped friends.
Yeah. So if you felt the need to kill them, what were you worried was going to happen if you didn't?
That they would be captured, interrogated, and their information stolen and used by other nefarious parties than the ones that we just worked for.
So a safeguard.
I suppose I could have used that word.
Oh, okay. Did they have anything
Sergeant
else
Pike.
with them? Yep.
Do we need a positive ID on the deceased?
This is their
Winston
ring.
says.
If you go to their apartment and he gives you their apartment number, you will notice that both of them are in there, but one of them is missing their ring. Also, if you do happen to go in their apartments, I did forget something that could be beneficial for the rest of my research.
All right.
And are there apartments on this map, or are they farther
They're
away?
on the map. They are in the accommodation
The
block.
accommodation block. It's outside the security checkpoint.
And he gave you the apartment number, so 212.
Is there a key to get in the room?
I have a key in my pocket if you would let me give it to you. Or
Sure.
or would we assume that Wescott
It's
or
on
somebody?
my collection of sideboard.
Okay,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Yeah, he points.
He has nothing left in his pockets other than maybe a little lint, and I might have taken that too.
And probably not because she meant to, but because it just happened to come out.
No, it's probably because it was on purpose.
But yeah,
All right,
it's one of those card keys, by the way, the like credit cards or whatever.
Oh, do we
Yeah.
have
You can't leave any
CCTV
tactical
access of that building?
What was your question, Rodance?
Do we have CCTV access of that building?
Out of character, I'm not going to answer that. In character, I will.
I go over to my control panel and go click, click, click,
Oh,
click.
you could.
Do I
That's
have
right. Because
accommodation block?
We're plugged in.
Yeah, you're plugged in with the. So.
Because I broke a window in the ATC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the point of that was to get the security cameras for the starport. I think what you do get is a bunch of exterior shots of the accommodation building, which is 2 or 3 stories, and basically looks like a hotel / apartment building. You may get interior front, first floor lobby, but not much else as far as anything interior. Well, I'll add you get the hallways. That's about the extent of it, and everything is clear.
What's their room number?
212.
212. Typically on the second floor. Check the second floor hallway.
It's empty, but the door to their apartment, it's kind of hard to tell from this semi-grainy, not quite clear image, but there is a door about halfway down one side of the hallway that is cracked.
Cool. I checked the exterior images for the related side of the building. Is there anything visible from the windows? I figured.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I take that back. Roll observation for me as you're flipping through these different views and whatnot.
I have a question, Mr. Robot.
Wescott, I imagine you're just feeling Pike breathing as getting under your skin.
I'm pretty sure we both woke up on the wrong side of the bed and now we're just irritated with each other.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Go ahead and roll that panic for me, and then I'll get to you in just a second. Oh, you managed to keep it together. Nice.
Only because I have freaking nerves of steel.
Yeah, you did get one success. So one thing you do notice, not just the one apartment door cracked, but there are a couple other doors and even a window or two on the first floor that have been obviously tampered, vandalized, or otherwise broken into. Luke, you were about to ask something. I forget what it was.
Robot Man.
Maitland, please.
Maitland.
Mate.
Thank you.
Just if you mouse over his
Maitland.
icon, yeah, his name should be visible to you guys.
No, not visible.
Okay. I'll type it in chat real quick.
It is
Maitland.
Maitland.
Okay. All right.
Yes, that is an important name. Shut up, Kane.
Okay. So
I see you typing, Kane.
Well, I'm now updating my notes and replacing Smiley with Maitland.
Fucking with you. Sorry, Luke. Go ahead.
So, Maitland.
Yes.
Why trust us with the information?
That's a good question. I say that out of character.
Yeah. What is going to stop you from trying to kill us other than the fact that we've taken away your gun?
I have no intention of killing you if it ensures I get out of here.
Self-preservation is weird for an android.
It's
Synthetic.
not my self-preservation. It's the preservation of the information that no mortals should have.
Hmm.
Have you ever heard the tale? Oh God, now I gotta look up information. Give me a second. I was gonna make a joke. There we go.
Darth Plagueis.
Well,
No.
yeah. Have you heard the tale of Dr. Elizabeth Shaw and Charles Holloway and the android David?
No.
I thought not. It's not a tale. God damn, I can't keep doing it. I'm sorry.
It's a
You should've
tale
just said
Wayland Yutani
Pandora's
wouldn't
box.
want you to know.
Yeah, it's not a tale told by Wayland Yutani.
Yeah. They think that you're not a master, but
Hey! You watch your goddamn mouth, Luke.
all right. With a name
Alright.
like Luke, you better believe that my dad made me watch Star Wars a lot.
I'm sure he did.
All right, Maitland. I have one more question.
Yes.
Can you describe to my Marines what got left behind in the room so they can go get it?
It would look like a flute.
Anything else?
Flute.
A flute.
Flute.
It may
Anything
not.
else?
No, I think
Okay.
that's it. I couldn't find the flute and well, the rest of their belongings.
We're not gonna drop anything. We're gonna go in as is. Because I assume you're
Yep.
putting Leland.
We turn and look at Sergeant Pike.
All right. Is there any other information that you picked up on your travel to pick this guy up?
Other than they're looking really hard for someone, and it's obviously not the doctors because they would be they'd be aware of that at this point, that they're not going to find them because they'd be looking for the faces rather than just scanning them. They're scanning for anyone that has any information, I guess.
Agreed.
Yeah.
You tell did you tell Pike? Obviously Kane knows, but did you tell Pike that they're doing literally a face wand scan thing?
Yeah, they're doing a face wand and they're looking at data and they're I'm not really sure what technology they're using, I guess.
Click, pull up screen.
Yeah,
Do
please.
you tell Pike about the flash freezing complex tip? Or do you hold on
Flash
to
freezing. I forgot about that.
Yeah. You were bumped into
Flash
by
freezing.
somebody.
Yeah, so let me just metabolize that again. So the flash freezing compound seems to have something weird about it. Someone said that there's a tip about that place, but they didn't really elaborate, and we just kind of shooed them away.
So
because...
what he said was that he wasn't sure if it was like a UPP or one of these other people or something, but there's something wonky over there. I believe were almost exact words.
Wonky. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, like there was very clearly something like I think what they were trying to say, but they were also trying not to be like they didn't want to hang out because they didn't want to be spotted giving you this information, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they were trying to say is like you would think that everybody would be in here, but yet there's a couple of people over there. Why are they over there and not over here with the rest of us?
So what's the flash freezing for? What do you think, Sergeant?
This entire planet is well known for its exportation of fish that is considered delicacy on other planets.
So the fish.
Yeah, I'm more concerned about the people that are there and less about the facility itself.
Yeah,
Right.
So like out of character real fast. So what Rodance just said is exactly it. So there's water up there, which has got fish in it, fish pond or whatever. And then the fish are frozen for off-world transit.
Well, Wescott, since you seem so interested in fish, why don't you take Watts and go investigate that rumor?
Yes, Sergeant.
Uh,
She moves all of the stuff farther away from the person, shoves it in a little box, closes it, and then leaves with Watts.
Winston, I want you and Warren to take 2 body bags and go ransack that guy's place. Once you're in there on cameras, I'm gonna have Maitland shoulder surf you in case there's anything else of interest in there or anything missing.
And Pike is going to be the leader in the control center of the truck or APC.
So we should probably drop some weight then.
Your
Probably not a bad
discretion.
idea.
You know, give me a second. Ballistic shields. I think Winston is gonna drop the ballistic shield.
You should be able to, correct me if I'm wrong. If you inactivate
Just put it in locker, and it'll just be in the vehicle.
Yeah.
That's what I'm just trying to figure out what button that is.
Should
Okay,
we just
there he goes.
right click or
Add
just
to
click and
locker.
drag?
Okay, so he's gonna add that to locker. Those don't actually have much weight to them, but we should be worried about. We're good. Warren is going to keep his ballistics plasti shield, riot shield.
Okay. So he's the
and
door kicker.
He's gonna be the frontman, and we're gonna be good with that.
Okay.
If any of you have any problems with these Blackguard, you don't work for them. You work for me. And you can let them know as much.
Okay.
All right. So for Warren and Winston, you guys are not stopped along the way. I think a couple of times, the Blackguard at the vehicle depot, and there's another one you can't see him because I haven't uninvisibled him, but there's another security group and Blackguard at the security checkpoint. Nobody stops you. You get a couple of looks from various people wondering, like, what are they doing? So I imagine you guys are, you're not rushing, you're not running, but you're definitely moving with a purpose. So there's probably more than a few people, regardless of their status or what have you, definitely giving you looks of like, what the fuck are you doing? Shit. Wescott and Watts, same thing. I imagine you're not moving, like you're not running, you're not rushing, but you're moving with a sense of urgency, and you get a few looks from random people passing by. Everybody generally out here.
We're effectively power walking.
Yeah, everyone out this way is either moving towards the cargo center, or they're just kind of milling about outside, like smoking a cigarette or something stupid like that. And obviously, throughout all of this, I want to clarify or remind you that there is a living, breathing, ongoing firefight about a mile away. So explosions, sharp reports, long streams of automatic gunfire, things of that nature. You also have plenty of aircraft zinging and zagging all across the airspace, moving in for gun runs, coming out of a gun run and turning back around. Maybe every now and again,
more than a power walk.
Well, yeah, and you're definitely going to be tactical in like paying attention to what's going on. But let's not forget that there is indeed a battle taking place here.
Okay, so the long distance light jog.
Yeah, democracy is happening a mile away, according to the Mad Viking. What's going on, Mike? How you doing, man?
Once they get out and we close the door to the APC, I'm gonna sit back down and look at Maitland.
Okay. He's gonna look right at you because he's got nothing else to do.
Yeah. I think at this point you've figured out I'm planning to take you with us. You've got your free ride.
I appreciate that. And I also appreciate the fact that you're not binding my arms.
You want to fist fight me? I've beaten androids to death with my bare hands. I'm not worried.
I have absolutely zero concern or qualms with that, and I would much rather continue to function as per normal.
I mean, safeguarding that information, it's a good step.
I mean, if you hit me, it's a possibility you destroy the circuits upon which that information is stored. Let's not take that chance, shall we?
I was telling you that I'm not binding you and I don't have a problem with you.
I think what we're hearing is I agree with you. Well, I agree with you. No, yeah. I agree with you.
All right. Well, anyways, is there anything else here that needs to come with us on this dropship?
I could, in theory, leave the planet right now. I don't even need that notebook. It just makes it easier to convey information to non-technological beings. Having that flute, on the other hand, would be gratefully helpful, or Jesus Christ, grateful assistance.
I'm thinking like that journal, anything that they might have taken from the lab, stuff that you don't need, but other people could use.
None that I'm aware of. It's mostly the information in general.
All right. Well, have a seat. I don't know.
I think he's already. I think he's been. In my head, he's been sitting, but if he hasn't, he sits down.
Yeah, I don't know how you
sits down again.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how you do or don't make yourself comfortable, but go ahead. Once my guys make it into that room, I'm gonna have you shoulder surf the camera here in case it's anything interesting.
Yeah, I think he'll move seats at this point and take a seat where he can see the screens, and then he motions for a headset.
Yeah, I get one.
You know, the standard issue Lieutenant Gorman headset. All right.
And I'm going to combat lock the doors.
Now, you know what came to my mind? I served artillery for 21 years, minus 4. Yeah, 4 as a recruiter. Combat lock is a literal thing. It's a physical block inside the door or hatch, as it may be, that physically prevents anybody on the outside from opening it. And I'm just picturing in my head this big, heavy whoomp. I don't know what the APC looks like, but I can imagine. I know what it looks like in the back of a Paladin.
But does Maitland seem interested that I'm doing that at all, or does he just sort of chill with his headset?
No, I think he recognizes it and is like, no, it's probably not a bad idea in case those black... He doesn't say any of this, but, you know, in case the blackguard come knocking, they can't just walk in. We get a bit of a screen wipe here, a la Star Wars. And we are back to Warren and Winston in the accommodation block. What you are looking at is, for all intents and purposes, a if you look at the map and you look at the imagery for the accommodation block, it kind of looks like it would be 2 full stories, and like the third story is like a partial story, or partial, like it doesn't fit the same silhouette. Yeah. You see a number of windows on the first floor that would be otherwise hotel rooms or apartment rooms, where there are a few of them that have been busted out. One's been pried off. Others look like they were smashed with a rock. It is eerily quiet here, except for the fact that there is the ongoing battle and sounds of rockets and ships flying overhead. But otherwise, it's quiet in here. You know what room you have to go to. It's 212. You're muted. Hopefully you haven't lost comms.
No.
Okay, good. You are only muted.
Okay, good. Because losing comms is pretty common for me for some reason.
Yeah, that's why I specified. It was either you're muted or you lost comms.
So Warren's gonna take point. He's gonna be watchful for anything to kind of come out. Look from door to door, you know, that kind of thing. But we're gonna try to go a little bit faster because reasons.
Yeah. So again, knowing where you want to go to, do you want to kind of head straight there, or do you want to take your time searching each floor, each room, etc.?
No.
Just do the quick. If a door is cracked, do a quick peek in and make sure nobody's gonna jump out behind you, and then keep moving on. Is that the plan?
Yeah, basically.
Okay. So the first thing you'll notice as you go in the main doors, standard hotel lobby, and then there's the hallway that kind of separates, goes down one way, stairs at the other end, elevator at either end. It doesn't look like there's much in the way of power here, for one reason or another. But of course, these hotels have to have stairs because Space 80 still needs fire escapes.
Yeah.
What you notice as you're checking out the rooms where the doors have been either pried or kicked or otherwise forced entry is that the rooms have been completely ransacked. Like, people have gone in and grabbed dresser drawers, pulled the dresser drawers out of the dresser, dumped it, fished through whatever's inside, grabbed whatever they were grabbing, and bolted again.
Winston is actually going to do an observation really quickly, hopefully, to see if there's any valuables left behind.
Okay. Make your roll.
Okay. I will.
No, do it now. Okay. It's obvious that somebody was looking for the expensive shit. It's not just people grabbing whatever they can.
Not looking for the data. Got it.
It was this is a robbery.
And
it's obvious because
we don't care.
It's not clothes. Like, you notice there's plenty of clothes all over the place, and in the few rooms you've already checked, clothes everywhere. Right? It's there's no shiny, there's no value, and it almost looks methodical, like people took their time.
That's fine. So we're gonna press on.
Yep. As you head on up to the second floor, it's more or less more of the same. Okay. You get up to the second floor again. In this case, it's not every room, apartment, hotel room, whatever. It's probably about every other. Excuse me.
Sorry, that's my fault.
No, I have a tendency of trying not. I'm trying not to burp into the mic.
Oh, I thought you
And then
yawned.
sometimes because I talk a lot, I have to get oxygen back in the blood.
Oh God.
Because, I smoke almost a pack a day, every day, so.
Oh, nice.
So, as you come up on the second floor, it's basically the same thing. Not every room, but there's more rooms on this floor than on the lower floor that have been hit. And you notice it's pretty much the same pattern. And then you come across, I said room 212. By the time you get to room 210, you notice you're not alone. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna just do that.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna do this. There is a man and a woman.
Are they going in for a sneak attack, or are they
No,
just there?
You weren't being loud, but you weren't being stealthy. But they also were not being loud, but were not being stealthy. So I'm just gonna rule that it's kind of an equal amount of surprise on both sides as you.
Okay.
So basically, what happens is
Awkward meeting in the
you're
hallway.
going down the hallway, right? And you see there's a door that's been fucked with. I'm gonna take a quick peek in there. Nothing's good. Yep, the same ransacking bullshit. Move on to the next one. Okay, now I'm at room 210. There's obviously somebody's fucked with this door. Oh shit, there's a person in there. And meanwhile, there's people in there rummaging through this shit, looking for the valuables, looking for the shinies. And they're like, oh shit, Marines. And that's pretty much what it is. It's a man and a woman, and you guys are both looking at each other going, oh shit, other people.
Yeah. Not armed.
Not that you could see initially.
Yeah. Okay. Hands up, knees down.
I'm sorry. Sorry. I was definitely not thinking of a certain song.
So
man.
stop what you're doing. Stop
man,
what
I
you're
need a
doing.
relationship. Let me tell you.
Jesus.
Sorry.
So yeah, I know the song. Not PG at all.
No, that's why I said it exactly that way.
So hands up, stop what you're doing.
Yeah, they both like immediately they do this. One of them, the woman, has a handful of what looks like coins, and she's like, you can see that defeated look on her face, and she's like, and then like a dozen various coins sprinkle out of her hands. One of them has a backpack, and you can see the zippers open on the backpack. It's like hanging over one arm instead of both arms.
Hey, Winston.
Yep.
Because we were actively watching your camera.
Yeah.
What was that? Sorry.
Wait, I was just saying that we were watching a camera, so we know that you got these people.
Okay.
Winston.
Yep.
If they are the thieves they look like they are, if they give you everything they have and you search them and they cooperate, tell them that if they give their full cooperation and all the information they have about anything they found in that building, we'll give them a free ride out of here.
Yep. All right. So good news. If you guys cooperate with us and give us the backpack and we just check it to make sure that we get what we needed, we can get you off this planet.
Give one moment. I want to find an image.
Okay. So that's a manipulation, I would have to assume.
I'm curious if they managed to hit the room you're looking for yet.
That's what I was wondering about with the backpack.
They are the room you want is 212. They're in 210, so they're literally right next door. Give me just a quick moment, guys. I want to find something here. I should have looked this image up. Just a quick. Let's see if I can find the image I want. Let's see. Watch, I'm gonna find the image I want, but it won't be a JPEG or PNG to download and throw into.
That's what Snip is for.
Ooh, that's good.
Yeah.
I think I have Snip too, but I don't know how to use it.
Every Windows has Snippy.
Yeah, you just open up Snip,
tool.
click New, drag a box, and boom.
Even simpler, Windows icon SNIP.
I could just screenshot
and then it's the first.
Never mind. I could.
Well, Snip is way easier.
Yeah, I was just thinking because if I screenshot it, you're gonna get a screenshot of both my screens, and the workaround for that is to throw it into Photoshop, crop it out.
Yeah.
So this just moves the whole thing.
The utility in Windows.
Oh, that's close. That's close. That's close. Hold on. Damn it.
Is it a flute that you're looking for?
No. Hang on. Poison.
I've had it for like 4 months now, and or like 5 months now, and I'm still not used to the sound of the new HVAC kicking in.
Oh yeah, because you got the whole refresh done.
Hmm.
Yeah, that cost you an arm and a leg, and another leg.
I didn't do the duct work, so it was only $8,000.
Oh, only.
It was better than the 20 grand the expensive place quoted me.
Yeah, that's way better.
It's
Oh, perfect. This is JPEG too. Sweet.
I I get a sword and I'm like, I'm broke. But it's because I have swords.
I buy bullets and I'm broke.
Yeah, bullets are expensive too.
Yeah.
Escape from Tarkov taught me that.
That's funny.
What one of my in-person groups has several gun aficionados,
Okay.
hobbyists,
Okay.
and the current thing is the complaint about the frangible rounds not doing frangible things because of the quality of the gunpowder being used and sold to the civilian population at this time.
Oh, nice.
That's the
Right.
current topic of discussion.
So now that I
Okay.
found the image I wanted and I dropped it in the cast channel, in this backpack, as the girl passes it, or whichever one of them I said had the pack, you can see that in the open main pocket of the backpack is a silver ampule similar to what you see in that image. So instead of it basically being like a crystal or glass or whatever, it's actually silver. And
Okay.
there are what looks like Egyptian hieroglyphs or hieroglyphs of some sort inscribed all up and down the sides of it. And
Okay.
then you hear Maitland say, "Ooh, where did they get that? Grab that. We need that."
The
All right.
nerd says we need that. Be careful not to break it.
Winston walks over and says, "Ooh, thank you. That is part of our mission." And
They start to run.
they start to run.
Yep. As soon as you grabbed it, as soon as it's because I imagine both of you have your attention on this silver. Ooh, that's not the word I wanted to use on a live stream. The silver ampule thing.
Is the flute also in the bag?
No.
So Winston is actually gonna like pop his shotgun in the general direction of one of them and hopefully wing one.
So here's what I'll do. Anita is closest to the door.
Okay.
She is going to make a mobility test. And then you
I
can
guess we're about to find out what civilians without armor do.
you can do whatever you choose to do as a opposed, like the counter
Okay.
to her opposed test. And then whoever wins, I guess is how I want to phrase that. So she's gonna roll mobility, agility, or whatever. So whatever you're going to do, if you get more than one success, you win. Whatever you want to do as far as stopping her.
So she's passing through me right now.
Yeah, she's like bolting around you through the doorway.
It sounds like you just shoot the shotgun. And
Yeah, if
see
you shoot
get
her,
more than one success.
yeah, if you get her, you'll shoot her and do damage if you hit with more than one success.
She shouldn't have run.
No, she shouldn't have, but she bolted, and the other guy is not far behind her.
Panicked. I'm gonna say I panicked. Ranged combat skill.
Yeah.
Let me see here.
Just click on shotgun and shoot shotgun.
Yep.
That's the there it is.
Roll that stress though.
Merciless?
No, it can't trigger overkill.
No, but oh, I see.
Merciless is for killing.
So
yeah, that requires her to die.
You didn't have to make the empathy roll to shoot an unarmed person. That's what Merciless got you.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Okay, perfect. So stress roll?
All right, it's fine.
Yep, you're good. Yeah,
so-
you wing her good. Whether you use slugs or buckshot, or I mean whatever type of shotgun ammo you got, you clip her right about in the kidneys. And she spins around, literally bounces off the door frame and collapses. The guy was trying to get out as well and was like a half step behind her. And when she collapses, he trips over her, smacks his head on the door frame, and then just falls and rolls over onto his back and looks up. And he's like, "Okay, that didn't work. Fuck." And she starts screaming because that fucking hurt a lot, and she is screaming loudly. She's
Okay.
like, "Fuck, you fucking shot me! What the fuck?"
So
Oh,
Winston is going
fuck!
to tell Warren to cover to cover the hallway,
Okay.
and he's going to go and attend to her wound.
Winston is attending, and you used air quotes. I'm curious to see where this goes.
Well, it depends entirely on how this ends up going.
Okay. Well, yes. I'm sorry. Yes, that's how that works. But go ahead, please.
Yeah.
enlighten
So
us.
so he's gonna walk over, put a hand on the buckshot wound, and say, "Okay, all right. I'm a medic. I'm sorry for shooting you, but I need to check the gear. Do you have a flute? Have anything else that we need?"
Fuck you. That fucking hurt. I don't know what a flute. Fuck. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
All right. He takes out a med kit. I suppose I have probably like adrenaline or something, or like morphine.
I would imagine you have some sort of major painkiller.
All right.
Are you? Well, let me ask this question: are you going to attempt to murder her by overdosing
Probably. Yes.
her? Okay.
Where it's his youngling moment.
I'm okay. Listen, I'm all about player agency. You want to murder a motherfucker? Go for it. There may or may not be consequences, but you can
I know.
absolutely do it. And it's not a kid, so I don't care.
So the consequence of this is I'm looking over her and him at this moment. Is he unconscious or is he like watching me?
Oh no, he's awake and alert and everything, but he's also busy staring at what looks like the muzzle of an M41 pulse rifle.
Yeah.
Because Warren has definitely got
that's-
that muzzle in his face.
Yeah, and he's watching the hallway.
Oh well, okay, yeah,
so-
my bad. Yeah, no, he's. I think. All right. Well, let me ask this. So imagine your stereotypical hotel room, right?
Yeah.
She hit the door frame, dropped. He tripped over her, so he's kind of half in, half out of the hotel room into the hallway. He could, and he's laying on his back, so he could see either one of the two of you. But where is Warren?
Yeah.
Is he in the hallway or is he in the room, poking out the hallway?
He's at the door frame and he's
leaning
poking
out. Okay. All
yeah.
right.
So kind of like intermittent.
So basically, his body is like more or less over the top of old boy.
He's basically
Yeah.
standing on him.
He's almost teabagging,
Yeah.
but not quite.
Yeah, if I could
I
have thought
know
of
that's
that
a
order-
horrible way to
Probably.
explain it, but I couldn't think of a good way to explain what I'm seeing in my head.
The
Sorry,
guy on the ground, it emotionally feels like he's being
Yeah.
teabagged.
Oh yeah, he's been violated.
Yeah.
He definitely feels violated right now.
Oh yeah, no, it's a terrible situation for him.
Yeah, they should have
and her-
ran.
Yeah, and so if I would have thought of it, I would have him like kneel on him, but I mean, we're not thinking about that right now. So
No. Right now we're
um,
thinking about what you're gonna do to this poor, not so innocent girl.
yeah, so I'm gonna say, okay, so have you looted a room and refresh me on the
The
room
212.
212? Have you looted room 212 yet?
I think somewhere between shouting more profanity because of the pain and then looking at you like, don't pay attention to the fucking room numbers.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna give you something just to calm your nerves and take away some of the pain. Okay, and I'm
Yeah,
gonna
please,
take out
fuck. Oh my god, that fucking hurts. Oh my god.
and I'm gonna
It's getting cold in here.
inject it in somewheres that I need to put that
Wherever you
particular
put
needle.
it, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you overdosing
and-
her, or are you giving
Yeah,
her
I
enough? Okay. So give me, what is it? Medical
Medical aid.
aid?
Medical aid.
I wanted to say Medicaid. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Medical
Wrong
aid
Wrong
roll.
game. That's a success. So you got what you wanted.
Maybe it should be Medicaine.
She fusses a little bit because it's a needle and she's in a tremendous amount of pain. But after a moment, you can see the medication is doing its job. It's killing the pain. She's continuing to bleed.
Mhm.
And then, oh boy, he's just laying there, kind of like, can I get up now? Like, I really don't want to see this dude's ass crack in my face. And then I think over the course of a few minutes, mellows out. And depending on how much longer you want to sit here, what eventually will happen is she will fall asleep. I think just before she starts to fall asleep, she looks at you with that look of like, you motherfucker.
Oh shit.
But she can't do shit about it. It's too late. Like, she's already going under.
So I reduce this level of stress.
Yep.
You Fucking murdering bastard. Next episode, we're gonna come back. So last week, Winston murdered a girl.
And okay,
She didn't
you calm
follow
down.
basic instructions.
Yeah.
So,
She didn't follow basic instructions.
no.
Now,
she
for the
didn't.
moment,
But so this is
she's
the plan.
still, for the moment, she's still alive. But at this point, she's like just about to go
Mellowing
under,
up.
like unconscious. What do you want to do
Alright.
with the guy? And
So he's
with
gonna turn
Warren?
to the guy, and he's gonna have his shoddy ready. But the point being is, he's gonna look at the guy and say, "Okay, I'm helping her out. I'm bandaging her up. She's gonna be fine." Did you go to room 213, 212?
12.
212.
212. God damn.
He's laying there, right, on his back, and he sees the shotgun, and he's kind of like, do you have the shotgun pointed directly like at his chest or his face or anything, or is it just generally in his
No,
direction?
just like arm area to floor area.
So at the floor ready, but it just happens he's on the floor, so it's okay.
It's
So
kind of ready.
he's laying on the floor, and he's kind of looking around. And he's trying to, you can tell he's trying to see the room numbers. He's like, I don't know where. Oh, that's too. No, we haven't hit that one yet.
All right. Let's go. Warren, we need to hit that door. You stay here with her, and I just finished patching her up as much as a bandage or whatever I can pretend like I'm doing. And
So
then
you put a field dressing on her for the
like
actual wound, and you've given her something
quick-
for the pain, and
I pretend like it's helping.
I'm helping.
I feel like Pike's not a medic, but he's been at this game since as long as he can remember. With people like the Blackguard, he has got to recognize what just happened.
Yeah.
Like
Maitland gives you a look, Pike, and he doesn't say
Yeah.
shit, but he gives you a look. You know that look. And it looks something like, I saw that. I'm not saying shit, but I saw that.
Pike
I'm
looks
rolling
back.
manipulation on that.
Who are you manipulating?
The people on the camera.
Oh,
Because I'm doing the field
Ooh.
dressing, and it's a fake field dressing.
So your
Are
manipulation.
you trying to lie to Sergeant
Hold on.
Pike?
Let me
Trying to-
ask this question. Are you trying to perform in such a way that it looks like you're doing your job for your two over the shoulders?
No, mostly for the person that's over there. But if it works, it works.
Well,
Oh, you're pretending to address her issues
okay,
for
so
the other witness.
let's do this. So this guy.
Do you want to push that manipulation roll?
I do. No.
Okay. Yeah, he's kind of oblivious to whatever's going on. I think Maitland sees it and maybe consciously doesn't recognize, but he's definitely got questioning looks thrown towards. No, he wouldn't have questioning looks thrown at Pike. I think he sees it. He has a thought or two, but he keeps everything to himself and doesn't say anything. Because your success trumps his success. So, and you're the player.
And mainly I'm panicking a little bit on the inside because
you're overthinking.
I did just blast her with a shotgun,
which was justifiable. It was the overdose that wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe Maitland is just internalizing, did he just shoot an unarmed person and not the medical care?
Yeah, I think he's just. Well, let me rephrase that. So, the shooting wasn't necessarily justified, but could be argued. Could also be easily argued against. The overdosing that nobody noticed right away. Maitland missed that. It's the shooting. Yeah, I think the shooting is what Maitland sees, and it's kind of like, well, you know what? It's not my place. And they were looting, so they are criminals. So, on some worlds, they're lucky that's all that happened to them.
All right, so we're gonna move to the other guy. So
so what are you gonna do with Salve? Well, you don't know his name yet, but what are you gonna do with the guy?
We're going to go together because she's still probably conscious.
She's getting real sleepy. She hasn't given
Yeah,
you that
so-
one. When you get ready to leave her to go to 212 is when she's going to give you that you motherfucker look.
Yeah. Okay. So we're actually gonna take her. I'm gonna take her with me, and we're gonna go to 212 all together.
Okay. You're going to have to drag her. She can't stand up.
I know.
Or carry her, I suppose. Or make salt. Oh my god, that's
Kind of
almost,
one of those.
that's almost dark. Make the guy carry her.
No.
Smear.
He's gonna he's gonna
I had a
gonna just sling her
flashback to.
over.
I just happened to see the
He just OD'd her on morphine. She's bleeding profusely.
probably
He kind of
what was
dressed her.
what was the Family Guy Return of the Jedi satire called? I forget. At any point, it's the one when they attack the Imperial the troopers on the ground, and they take over the shield generator, and he's like, "Now take your helmets and dig your own graves. I'm tired of this Ewok bullshit. It's fucking about to get dark." I'm having that image in my head right now.
So they go to 212.
Yep.
Yeah, go
All
to
four?
212. All four of them.
212 has been rummaged through, but not nearly to the extent as the other rooms. But the thing that you notice right away, other than the stench of death, is the two bodies of the individual doctors you were looking for, the ones you were sent to find. They are both there, and both of them have their heads turned at grotesque angles to the rest of their torsos. Or their bodies, I should say.
Hmm. So I can assume what happened there.
It's safe to us. I think
They
as a
tripped and
doctor,
fell.
yeah, they tripped and fell into a broken neck. Both of them in the same
Fell
place.
Fell down a flight of stairs onto some bullets.
Some boats in the back of the head, no less.
Yeah.
Is this how that works?
yeah. That's how we handle
All
things
right.
down here.
Okay.
I gotta stop.
So-
I gotta
so-
stop before I end up having a problem.
War
So
crimes. I'll stop interrupting.
I reduced a stress level, and
Yeah.
I'm still even, so that I'm happy with that. But the point being is, we're in 212.
Yes.
We see the bodies. Winston instructs the man Slav, I suppose his name is
Solve.
Salve. Okay, in the corner. We're gonna put the girl next to him, whatever
Okay.
her name is.
Anita. But you haven't
Anita?
got you unless you ask.
We don't
for-
know that.
Yeah, I was gonna say unless you
We
ask
don't know
for their
that.
names, you don't know them.
Yeah. So I'm going to attend to her a little bit more. And
You mean
I'm
pretend
gonna
that- You mean pretend that you're gonna attend? her.
well, yeah, sort of, and because I'm still panicking.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna instruct Warren to look for whatever we need in this room here, while Maitland and Pike shoulder serve him while he's trying to figure out what to do with this situation.
Okay. For Warren, I need observation,
Warren with an observation roll.
please.
With watchful?
No.
It depends on what he's making you roll it for.
Well, so
Yeah, what
you're
am I-
trying to find this flute, so you're searching through this apartment or this suite, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
So you're taking your time going through. Basically, this role represents the sort of methodology that Warren would use. Obviously, if you're looking for something in your apartment, your home, you're gonna have a certain pattern or a certain
Never gonna
process.
be found.
Yeah, right. And even if you follow this as meticulously as you can, you may or may not find it. You can push that if you like.
I would like to push that.
You push it
Because
real good.
Winston and everyone is just watching him. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, 3 successes, and you find the flute deep under the bed.
Great. Anything
lack
else I
of a
find
better-
that's important?
It's all the way under the bed too. It's like in the middle of the bed, between top and bottom, but it's also all
Okay.
the way to the back by the wall. You have to crawl
Okay.
up under there. You probably even have to drop your armor for a minute to get under there, or maybe grab a broom or some dumb shit. But when you pull it out, so when you hear the word flute, you probably think of something like dark wood color. This looks more like the material is almost bone. Not
Oh,
bone specifically, but something close to it.
that's upsetting.
And there are some symbols carved into the side of it that are similar to the silver ampule that you picked up. in the backpack.
Okay.
Obviously, much
So I
smaller.
add that to my
And Maitland
whatever it
confirms.
is.
Yeah, Maitland confirms that is the flute that he was asking.
Yeah,
Nerd
so
says
I'm
that's the right
assuming
one.
Anita is probably flatlining at this point.
Oh yeah, she's definitely past. Well, I think at this point her breath is coming very shallow and very slow, and her heart rate is very much diminished. There we go.
I'm going to apologize to. I'm gonna ask his name and I'm gonna ask her name, and I'm going to apologize to him. Unfortunately, there's not much that I can do at this point. We're gonna have to leave her behind.
What do you mean you're gonna have to leave her behind? What's wrong with? Why is she bleeding so goddamn? Didn't you put that Band-Aid on her? He would not say Band-Aid. It was the first word that came to my mind. The bandage.
You know what a shotgun does to a body?
I mean, I can imagine, but that's a lot of blood. You hit an artery or something?
Yeah, I.
Is she gonna
and
die?
I can. We're gonna have to wait for a minute, but it doesn't look
What do
very
you
good.
mean wait for a minute? If she's gonna die, do something.
I am doing something, and I'm gonna continue doing the thing that I'm doing, which is
I'm trying to think
A
like
whole lot of nothing.
a whole lot of nothing is what he's doing, but he's stirring the pot is what he's doing. It's not doing a damn thing, but he's stirring it.
Yep.
I think at some point he even tries not necessarily to muscle past you, but like to get in closer and do like a pulse check. Do you try to stop him?
No, I don't necessarily try to stop him,
I
but
can't
I
find her
oversee it.
pulse. You fucking killed her, man. We were just trying to get some score before we got off of World, and you fucking killed her. You son of a bitch.
He's gonna get up and he's gonna point Shoddy at the floor at his feet, whatever he's gonna say. You're gonna have to calm down. Sit back in that
Fucking
corner
calm
right
down. You
now.
killed her. You didn't have to fucking shoot her. You could have just told her to stop. You could have tackled her. You fucking grunt. You fucking grunts are all the goddamn same. I gotta make sure I'm not overpowering my mic here.
Yeah.
He's pissed.
So Warren's gonna notice and walk up and be like, "Okay, man, you gotta sit down right now."
No, I will not fucking sit down. This is bullshit. You fucking jarheads come in here and you fuck shit up. No wonder the
Winston,
UPP's
what did you
here.
do?
I killed his girlfriend. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Sorry.
stopped her from moving.
Stop.
I had to do something, and
The permanent
he's
solution.
gonna have to. I found a solution, and Warren's gonna be like, "Well, you did shoot her, so you're gonna have to worry about that later." But
He
the
is
point being,
continuing to go the fuck off. He's almost starting to do the ranting circle, where he's like,
oh yeah, that one.
yeah, where he starts pacing, and he's got arm motion everywhere. He's like, "You motherfuckers, this and you motherfuckers that. You fucking jarheads. You
I
fucking
thought he was
grunts."
told to sit down and shut up and be in a corner.
Oh, he done
Yeah, so
forgot
Warren-
all
he's,
about that.
he's refusing orders.
Yeah, so Warren is
And then
going
there's
to
Pike's voice
rifle
in
butt
your
him.
ear. Ooh, give me a close combat.
Yeah.
I got no way to resist that, so just don't miss, because we're gonna laugh about it at the after briefing. Oh, ooh,
A stressful one.
yeah. Roll that panic dice real quick.
Yeah. Where am I? Here I am.
You got this, Warren.
Warren.
Back your battle blue up. Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets thunked pretty good.
Yeah,
I think
sit down.
Oh yeah, he definitely. I don't think he sits down. He falls flat on his face, and actually, I'm gonna open it up.
Now, I'm just curious above board. I know one of us has handcuffs, and it's not Pike. Who has the handcuffs?
I've been waiting for
not-
that.
Not Warren or Winston.
Semi bad, probably good news.
Okay.
You floored Warren butt stroke series and move on salve, and it floored him. He's getting up, and he is now swinging on Warren.
Please just shoot this dude and put him out of his misery at this point.
Hey, he missed.
It's like watching you guys play with
No,
ants with a
he fucking missed.
ants in a
even-
magnifying
Alright.
glass, man.
I think
do I
Warren
have
probably like backsteps or something. Maybe, I don't know. It's up to you. How do you dodge this punch that very clearly was probably not going to connect anyway?
With a headbutt.
That's right, Warren. Oh, come on.
Push that,
Now
please,
you have
because
to.
I want this to happen now. Oh, roll that
Yes.
stress.
Don't fuck up.
Roll that stress.
Yep.
Warren, join the dark side.
I think what happens is South gets
Keeps it
up.
together.
South gets up. That was a really good roll, by the way.
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, I think this is what happens. Warren thumps him with the buttstock, and I think it catches him on his chin, and it knocks him down.
Yeah.
Right. He gets up with some very clear intent of murder and swings wildly. And I think you, in the process of him swinging, step inside his reach and just smash your head into his forehead. Blood sprays because the brim of your helmet caught him
Oh
on the
no.
bridge of the nose. And he just does one of those, like, he doesn't even backpedal. He just timbers back onto his back. And maybe it was the angle, the distance from the wall. Maybe it was a bed post. It's not entirely sure what it is. But when he falls, you hear a very distinct, very loud, and perhaps, depending on the individual, somewhat nauseating crunch crack. And you see one of his feet.
Got a twitch.
Yep.
Oh, that's bad.
He's not getting up.
That's real bad.
He just got entered.
So Warren's gonna panic a little bit more to himself, and Winston's gonna be like, okay, all right, we got what we needed. We gotta get out of here.
Pike, it's
We
obvious.
need the bodies.
It's
We
obvious.
need the bodies.
Not of the thieves. We need the scientist bodies. I don't care about the thieves.
Absolutely.
To Pike's
And
eyes,
he's
give me 1 quick second, Luke. To Pike's eyes, it's obvious. These two are dead, and your troopers just killed them. Can you give us a quick insight into Pike's mentality right now on his two Marines?
Right now, Pike has got two things going on. In the small, tiny, almost programmed out of him feely bits, he feels intense pride for these two.
That's what I was waiting for.
The cognizant part of his brain is figuring out how he's going to word the after action report to make sure these two get off clean. He's already decided that, like, for the report that's going to go up to our new command chain, that Winston had every reason to believe that these two people posed an imminent biological threat to the colony and acted accordingly by shooting her. And then that guy failed to follow orders and attempted to take a weapon from a Marine.
Sounds good to me.
I got a little tear going.
Yeah. All right, Luke, back to you.
So we're gonna pack up the bodies real fast.
You guys brought
Get the
body
hell outta
bags
there.
or something to that effect, correct?
Yeah,
I don't
we
know if
did.
that's actual inventory items or not. We can hand wave it.
It's not like they weigh anything
Yeah.
when they're empty.
No,
Yeah.
not when they're empty.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna bag up the two doctors.
Yeah. We don't have the little sticky thingies. We just bag them and pop them over, eh?
Throw them over a shoulder.
Yeah.
Their spine.
Yeah, I guess.
Their
They're
torsos
spongy.
and hips are all intact, so you can still bend them over a shoulder.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be terrible, but it'll work.
I'll give you this one just because that was a wonderful scene to play through. You notice, of course, that Dr. Chelwa is wearing. I don't remember which one's which. Dr. Chelwa is wearing their ring. Dr.
Okay.
Liu is not.
Okay.
The ring's on the body.
Yeah, we're not messing with the bodies. We're just taking what we need, and we're putting the bodies on our bodies and bodying over to the APC.
Okay. All right. We are almost at that point where ending the session is probably the smarter play, because what's probably going to happen in the next session is going to take a significant portion of the session. So, Rodance, I'm sorry, your people didn't get a whole lot of chance to do anything, but I feel like it's kind of a fair trade from last week when it was you and Pike that did most of the work. That Luke get a fair chance of camera time here. So, we are going to move into our final bits for the session. Let's take a look at experience points. As soon as I pull up my thing.
Oh, so this is going to be actually.
Oh yeah,
gratifying,
Luke is going to get experience points here, let alone his two characters. All right. Did you participate? All 5 characters get an experience point. Did you risk or sacrifice something to further your personal agenda? I don't think that one really came up for anybody, unless I'm mistaken.
I feel like my personal agenda switched from gaining courage to stand up to Pike to
Murder everyone, apparently?
No, but like to get the mission done.
Okay. And that's Winston, yes?
Yeah, Winston.
Okay, if
I
that's
mean,
your...
I mean, shooting an unarmed civilian was definitely a risk.
Oh, definitely a risk, because that could have... And I think, in fact, I think Winston is still trying to play it through his mind of how either he could have done that better, or, how that situation could have ended in a better way, or how to not get caught as what he actually did after the shooting.
All three things, and I think leaving the bodies there is the perfect option.
Yeah. Hey, all's hell and more.
So, yeah. So we'll leave that as one for Winston.
Okay, yeah, I'll throw that one in for Winston. Sure. Did you risk your life for your buddy? I think Warren is really the only one, because he kind of... This isn't the best phrasing here, but he basically defused that situation with Solve. He solved the problem. Yep. So, Warren, we can get one there.
Yep.
Well, only if Winston is his buddy. Sorry, that does have that qualifier on there. Is Winston his buddy?
Watts is his buddy, so
okay,
no.
So no. Anybody making a panic roll? I believe that was Wescott and Winston and Warren made panic rolls. Am I right?
Did I even make a roll this session?
I don't think you did.
I don't think I made a roll this session.
I don't think you did either. I think you should get an experience point
for managing to avoid rolling dice the entire session.
Yeah,
I mean, I'll put it this way: if you had intended to do that, go the whole session without having to roll dice, then yes, you would. But you didn't intend that, so you do get, as Rodan suggested, you get the unlock. You have a new skin for your pistol. Let's see. That was panic rolls, and then did you overcome a dangerous event using violence or non-violent? I don't necessarily think these are dangerous.
Not dangerous.
I want to argue that Warren and Winston should get a point for this, because if that whole thing, there was risk of damaging the ampule, and that is a weapon.
Yeah, I don't want to give away too much there, but yes, that's a fair point. So yes.
Okay.
For Warren and Winston, significant discovery or revelation, yes. You guys got info dumped. Pike, you know what? I think everybody, because Maitland didn't necessarily spill the beans necessarily, but there was a lot of information in the APC for the brief amount of time. So I think everybody can get that one. So everybody can get one for discovery or revelation. I don't believe we had any extraordinary actions. Do we have any?
Firmly cementing Winston as a Pike neophyte. Neophyte.
No, I think that...
Whatever the character arc advancement is, I think it would qualify.
He gets a progress bar update?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's not for this point.
Go ahead, Pike. I mean, Kane.
Warren? He had a weapon, he chose not to use it, and he beat a man to death with his helmet. That's pretty notable.
When he said headbutt and then he rolled 4 damage, I was like, oh shit, he only had 2 hit points to begin with, but he's just headbutted somebody to death and he's single blow. And I'm like,
I mean, considering we're expecting to shoot or to knife or whatever, he killed a man with a helmet while he was still wearing it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's pretty fucking cool.
Wasn't it Warren that threw the knife the last mission too?
Yeah.
Warren's Warren's knife slinger.
Warren is about to be a murder guy. You need someone killed. Warren's your man. We don't know how he's going to do it until he does it, but goddamn.
I feel like we're just going to add improvised weapons to his
There you go.
I've already made a note for what I'm going to do to his armor when we get back from this mission.
Oh, God. He's going to hate it, but he's... Yeah.
It turns out Warren might be the most Marine of all the Marines. He actually earned that medal.
Yeah, well, that's what he wants to do.
Well,
He
that's
just
his
killed a
goal, or
civilian.
his arc or whatever, right? Is to prove or validate that he actually earned that medal instead of being given to him because of some admin fuck up. All right, the last experience point question: did you earn any money? Obviously, all 5 of you got paid, so yes.
I would like to argue that I get a point for my rival.
Okay. Challenging or standing up to your rival, and your rival is Wescott. Yes. Oh,
Okay.
did we lose Kane?
Oh,
There he
am I
is.
back?
Yep. Gotcha.
I would like to make an argument for an XP for a rival.
Okay. What's your argument?
I sent uh I sent Wescott with only one person that he thinks is confident to a situation that could be a UPP infiltration of the base. I intentionally sent her on a more dangerous assignment so she could finally prove herself, be worth his time.
I will give you that one, not necessarily for the challenging or standing up, but definitely I will give you a GM experience point because of your.
Well, no, he specifically would get it because he is working to the detriment of the overall group to spite me.
Well, the argument I'm going to make and why he gets it, to be clear, you're going to get it. But my thought is this. You have Wescott as a rival and as a buddy. Various aspects of the same person that you either like or don't like. And I think in this case, it works for both. Your rival needs to unfuck themselves, and your buddy needs to grow. Mentoring, right? So in either aspect, no matter how you look at it, sending Wescott up there is the only answer. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I may not have phrased that very well, but I feel like that really makes a lot of sense. No matter which way you look at it, sending Wescott up there was the only answer.
This will make you a better Marine.
Yeah,
now
absolutely.
catch up with everybody else, you lazy piece of shit.
Yes.
Why do I feel like my Wescott is going to be running laps around the entire ship for the indefinite future?
I will give you this small bit of foreshadowing.
At least jujitsu classes.
I will give you this small bit of foreshadowing. I hope your radio continues to work.
Ooh.
Let's talk about feedback and outros. Rodance didn't have a lot of participation tonight because the story didn't go there, but that happens, and I'm trying to keep everybody, fair amount in the spotlight and whatnot. But Rodance, what kind of feedback and other outro comments do you have for tonight?
Wescott is going to get her ass rightfully handed to her eventually, and she kind of deserves it. And she finally needs to get in trouble somehow. I can't.
But it's not this day. Not this day.
Yeah, it's weird that it's not today that she's in trouble. It's going to be soon, and I mean from Pike, not the whatever the shit's in the freezer.
Yeah. No, I got you.
Yeah, Watts is coming along to be straight up just a monster in his own right.
Yes, because Watts is also a Pike Jr. in the making, is he not?
Yes, he is. And two,
Pike
I really want to see what
Pike
he has
aspirin.
to pull out of his hidden stash to deal with whatever is in this building.
I'm also looking forward to that.
His prison wallet? I should not call it that, but I can't help it. Somehow it's fitting for Watts to be like, I have an incendiary grenade. Hang on.
Yeah, you really don't want to fart in a incendiary grenade. That would not go well.
No, that's probably not the best option I could have gone for as far as having something in your prison wallet. But it just happened. Listen, we know by now. Sometimes I just blurt shit out and it works, and sometimes I blurt shit out and you're just like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but I'm waiting to see what ridiculousness is in here. So wait, so just to the level of silliness, he literally has a hazmat suit, a ghillie suit, and his poncho on him, and still has weight to carry.
Well, he got Pack Mule. Did he learn Pack Mule from Pike, or was it the other way around? I forget.
The other way around.
It was Pike that learned it from Watts. Okay.
Well, he also has 2 firebomb ammunitions just chilling there. Because he put the other 2 back on the ship, because he doesn't need to walk around with 4 Armat Type 4 charges.
I might have to rethink what you're about to walk into then, is what I'm hearing.
Dude, he's got his pulse rifle, firebomb grenades, a cutting torch, a couple breaching charges, a knife, a random sidearm.
So what I'm hearing is
And
after this
stuff.
mission, we're gonna have another fish fry.
Is that is
Oh,
that
God.
sidearm? Is that sidearm the trophy sidearm?
I think it
Yes.
is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Oh, also the knife and the sidearm are totally hidden on his person. They're not in normal line of sight.
They're not in normal positions.
Yes.
All
He
right.
literally just picks them up and they disappear onto his person, and then he pulls them out again somehow.
Luke, you had a lot going on in this episode, so I'm gonna come back to you in a moment.
Yep.
No, that was kind of dirty, but I just realized with as much as you had going on tonight, maybe I give you an extra minute or two at the end. So let's go to Pike. Pike, you didn't. Or sorry, Kane. Jesus Christ, Kane, you didn't have a lot going on tonight as well. But I'm curious to know what kind of feedback and other thoughts do you have?
At this point, Pike thinks that 3 of these 4 Marines have hardened up to be the best normies they can be.
Yeah, I think
Now,
so.
the 4th just needs to unfuck herself and get on the program.
And do you remember? Now, in or out of character, do you remember
I'm
when you
so
scooped
turning
these?
this into an evil part.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But do you remember in and out of character when Pike came to fucking whatever planet it was in the very beginning and grabbed these 4 random ass recruits from a regular line regiment to be these force recon, whatever you want to call them? Did my shit just freeze? I feel like my shit just froze. It looks like my shit just froze. Fuck me. Well, I don't know if my shit froze, so maybe we'll get the answer to that. Maybe we won't. We'll see.
I'm going to ask for it.
Oh,
Hey,
oh
you're
wait,
back.
wait. Omar is back.
Yeah, I'm back.
All right.
You
Where
definitely
did
hiccuped
I
that.
lose you guys, or where did you guys lose me? I should say.
We got nothing.
Still got nothing.
Oh,
No,
we hear you now, but we've lost your entire paragraph you were about
Okay.
to start on.
No,
So-
it's what was Pike's
In
thing
and out of
when
character
you
something.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
So
that was it.
when, if you remember, way back when you scooped up these 4 new recruits for your team, you went to a line regiment, scooped up these 4 regular ass Marines, and now they've been kind of welded into something far sharper. What kind of arc or what have you do you see in that? Like where you were versus where you are now? I think I missed some of my question from. Fuck, you guys froze up again? God damn it. I think they're frozen. I don't know. I'm having shitty internet problems right now. So, yep, reconnecting. All right, well, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what else is going to get recorded. So, bear with me as my internet shits itself. Pretty sure my stream is toast at this point. And there goes the call.
Oh, that's not. Oh,
Oh, look at that. We're all
There you
out of
go.
order. Jesus Christ. I'm going to stop asking that question because I'm not going to get it out
Yes,
at this point.
I still want to know what Kane thinks of the character arc so far.
I almost forgot my own question at this point.
So Pike is in 2 different things right now. The first one is he's trying to make mini AWs.
Yeah.
He wants them to be as vicious as he is. He wants them to think like he does because he thinks that's the right way to fight.
It makes sense.
And if they think the way he does, we can accomplish missions, survive more missions. Because he remembers his background event.
Yeah.
Right before he went to that line unit to pick these guys up, everybody with him died.
And that's why
survivor.
you came to whatever planet it was to pick these guys up, because you had to replenish from the regular ranks, because everybody else in the rest of the MEU, well, not necessarily everybody, but maybe like the rest of your company or whatever, was able to take from other parts of the MEU and fill out, and you were the bottom of the totem pole, so you had to go and get recruits, basically.
So he thinks that the mistake that he made there in his command was the Marines he had with him did not think like AWs, and that's what got them killed.
That would
So
make a
he's-
lot of sense, yeah.
So he's trying to get them all on the program, all thinking like AWs, so they have the best chance of surviving, or at least having better deaths than the people who died to snipers and booby traps.
Yeah, those ignoble deaths.
He's also working on this Eckhart thing.
Because he actually turns out he does have real human emotions. They're just incredibly deeply buried.
Yeah, like becoming friends with Eckhart and then having his whole everything going on with her in his head is the only time and is literally the only time in his entire life he has ever considered what's supposed to happen after the core.
Love it. Love it. Anything else before I move on to the star of the evening?
Yeah, I guess the answer to that one was you gonna have to reprogram her like the same way you take poor little raw recruits through boot camp, drop them in the blender, and then pull out baby
Whatever comes
soldiers.
to- baby soldiers.
Yeah,
That's
she's
definitely
gonna
a way
need
to look
that
at it.
because she did not come through that. She came down Comtech, so there's a very strong, different focus on all of her aspects of what she learned and
Well,
everything.
it's
She did
almost
not
a-
come down the combat flavors like they did.
Yeah, it's
So.
definitely a more technical approach to things. So it's not necessarily. It's like
You need to get her mind out of the way of being soldiery.
well, or get her mind into the way of being soldiery and less about step 1, then step 2, then step 3. Because that was one thing. I'll tell you this, and I think I mentioned this once or before on this show. When I was artillery and deployed, we did a lot of infantry shit. But we did infantry shit the way we did artillery shit, which is you do step 1, then you do step 2, then you do step 3, etc. And we were getting really good results that the brigade commander was recognizing that we were doing as well, or in some cases better, than his infantry units. Well, the infantry doesn't necessarily operate step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, generically speaking. A lot of times it's go fucking do. Get it done. There are prescribed manuals and processes and whatnot, but a lot of times it's also like, it's infantry. Your job is to fucking murder people. I should say murder. Your job is to go secure the objective. Go fucking secure the objective. There's a thousand ways to skin this cat. It doesn't matter. Just skin the cat.
There's a reason why.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Again?
The first commandment is "Thou shalt not murder," not "Thou shalt not kill." There is a very distinct.
Yeah. So my internet is absolute trash, and the rest of this video is going to be very crazy because I'm not entirely sure what my castmates are hearing.
Oh, hey.
Hey, we're back, sort of.
Yeah.
Pike's biggest problem with Wescott is that
my internet connection is unstable according to Zoom. No shit.
Wow. Wowzers. Is that like the way he sees Wescott is Wescott, he thinks, and he's probably right, that Wescott doesn't think she's a Marine that Comtex. He sees her as somebody who is a computer person who wears cargo pants.
That makes a lot of sense too. Yeah. That's a Comtech that wants to be a Marine, not a Marine that wants to be a Comtech. And there's a vast difference in Pike's mind.
And at the beginning, when they first met, he was like, you volunteered for this. Maybe if you volunteered, you don't want to be a pogue. So I'll give you a chance. And you didn't change. And it's pissing him off.
All right. At the risk of my internet connection shitting again, let's get to Luke, who had the bulk of the action tonight. Luke, feedback, thoughts, other thoughts, comments, etc. Yes, my internet shit. Please go.
All right. Well, I think this session went pretty well. We discovered something today. I would be really shit at planning murder.
I think a lot of people would say that's probably an okay thing.
That's definitely a safe thing to go for. Because if you do it, it'll only happen once.
Well, that's not really my plans of things.
Thank you, Jesus.
But yeah, no. And the whole situation unrolled okay, considering all the little details of what had happened. I think I think the fact that Pike says in his head that he's somehow proud of the moment is telling of what will be the future of this whole situation.
Now Kane, you have to be a 1980s dad and never say that you're proud until your deathbed. No.
But like,
and even then, it's a 50-50.
He's gonna do the shield plate thing for Warren.
Yeah, his armor. He's gonna do something to the armor. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know what that is, but he's gonna hate it.
I have a note for it.
I'm curious to know what it is too, but we'll see.
Yeah, so Warren's gonna hate that, and Winston is going to secretly like that. Whatever happens to Winston, but we're gonna have to find that out in the next session when we are on downtime again. But yeah, if we are in downtime again.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the game. Up till that, I know you said a couple times that I didn't do much last session, but I like to sit here and listen to what's going on and
Listen to the story
sometimes-
as it unfolds.
Yeah, like this is all new to me. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm happy with it. I didn't play much last game, but then I played a lot this game, and my palpitations are finally subsiding.
Yeah, that sounds about right, Kane? Let's see. Have a meeting with the sector lord.
Oh my god. I was like, why? Why are you appointing me this bullshit AP? Stop! No, I don't want this.
So, in the other game that Kane and I are in, our game master was like, "You're gonna meet the most important person for like several hundred light years. He's the sector governor. He has a skill that you will be rolling against in an opposed test, and he has a very good skill because, well, he's the sector lord." And then he's like, and then you get 5 real live world minutes to make your
I'm an
pitch.
Elysian. I'm a veteran Elysian sergeant.
Hmm.
I'm nobody.
Yeah.
I gotta unfuck myself. Make this speech in 5 timed minutes. See how this roll turns out, and hope I don't just get executed for wasting this motherfucker's time.
So guess who goes in with him when he makes this intergalactic phone call? Well, interstellar phone call, to be more accurate. My character, whose sole purpose in life is to not be recognized, period. And I have to go in and I
You
have to
failed.
Oh, well, I mean...
He
I'll be
wasn't the
known.
center of attention.
I was
that's
not
for
the center
sure.
of attention, so that I have that much going for me. I will say that was... I felt a little bit of stress. So I can imagine what Kane was going through on that one. But I will say it was an amazing session. We were both out of fate points within the first 30, 45 minutes, I'm pretty sure. Which is...
Yeah, I just blew them all right away.
Yeah, which is our reroll option. So...
Yeah, went in there to say, hey, I think this colonel's doing bad stuff, and left that meeting the planetary governor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And surprisingly,
okay, he doesn't
so
want it. He doesn't
on the flip
want any
side,
of this.
the game master had made 4, possibly 5 specific points that he wanted, that he didn't say anything to us about until after the fact.
And I hit all of them.
Yeah, and we hit, I think,
accident.
yeah, we definitely hit at least 4 of them, or 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. We may have actually hit all. I don't remember now.
We hit all of them. We made an argument for one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. So we got all the bonuses and everything on the roll. But yeah, palpitations, sweat, all the nervous possible responses, they were there. That was a really long way of saying, "Yep, Luke, we know your pain."
Yeah, I did theater when I was in high school, and it never got better. I am not an actor; I'm a medic.
Damn it, Jim.
Well, next
I thought
session,
about that 2 hours ago when I was going to get coffee. I was just like, I need to sneak that in somewhere.
You got it. You got it. I caught it anyway.
it sounds like
Yeah.
next session it'll be Rodance's turn to
It will be.
have heart palpitations and see if she can get out before she
The
dies.
thing that gave me heart palpitations the most in this entire game so far, flipping off Pike, because I know I done fucked up immediately. I didn't even have to get upstairs to know I fucked up. I was like, my
Shit.
natural personality's peeked out a little too far into my marine character. Crap. Now I'm gonna have to pay for this later.
Yeah.
Because
Shoulder check,
in real life,
face on
if
the
someone
wall.
told me to run faster, that's exactly what I would do.
Oh yeah,
A
no,
Marine?
I loved it. I
She's not done that.
absolutely loved it when Pike was like, "Move faster." She's like, "As she's moving faster."
Yeah, Pike has plans.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that
what
was
are-
too
what are
much
your
too
closing
much
remarks?
Rodance in the Wescott there, because that's not actually what Wescott would have done.
What are my closing
Yeah.
remarks?
Yeah.
I fully anticipated in the moment, mind you. Thought you were gonna leave oh boy, Solve. unattended, unrestrained as you went into room 212.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had done that, he was going to watch his girl die and would have come after you guys with like some sort of improvised weapon.
Not control situation.
That was so when
that's the
Kane
plan.
mentioned So when Kane mentioned handcuffs or something like that, I was surprised that you guys did not apply some sort of restraint, like physical restraint.
So I will say, because I was, I like to think about, what would my character do in different situations so I don't slow the game down. If they had cuffed that guy after he had attacked and brought him back, Pike was going to execute him for attacking his Marines.
Just been like summarily executed. Nobody asks questions.
I'm
Other
just
than
happy
though,
that it hasn't occurred to Pike to make Wescott start executing the prisoners.
oh, that'll be the next mission.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's got a
It
gradual.
probably won't occur
he's got
to
a
him
gradual
because that would be
escalation
one of the
plan.
ways to change your attitude in a not good way.
He's gonna be like, Wescott, take my 9mm, shoot that fucker in the face. What fucker? The one that's tied up. Other than that, though, I think I had a slightly different plan or series of events planned, like a sequence of events planned for tonight. But I think overall, I definitely hit the objectives I wanted to get out in the time we had. So I think overall, it went more or less as I planned / anticipated. I had to ad lib and shuffle a couple of things around a little bit, but I definitely wanted to make sure that this episode got you some time in the light more so than anybody else, because again, last episode you didn't get much, and sometimes just based on the story, Pike gets a lot of airtime, Rodance gets a bunch, and I feel like Luke is like third place, which it's gonna be that way. Somebody's gonna end up at the back end, but I'm trying to keep
What's really nice now is now that Winston has become Darth Winston, and Warren wants to prove that he can keep up with Darth Winston and everyone else. Yeah. They are my go-to team to send by themselves and be in shit all the time.
Oh yeah.
Because now
you are Palpatine.
Because as far as Pike's concerned, they're reliable now.
Yeah, no, that makes sense, especially now.
They're a little lucky and
go ahead.
They're a little lucky and also very lethal with a helmet, apparently.
And a knife.
Yeah.
Knife slinger.
So I added my points together, and I put a point in observation and close combat because I tend to do whatever I use to do something cool that this game is what I'm gonna put the points in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And yeah, so I was like close combat because he gets a little bit
had a close combat kill.
And he used an observation a couple times, and Winston used manipulation, so he put a point in manipulation, like
makes sense.
Things like that. Yeah.
All right. Anything last comments, because we need to wrap this up.
Yeah.
Especially if my internet shits again.
Yeah.
Rodance, you look like you're about to say something.
I'm off of work next week, so I'm not going to be late.
Yay! Oh. Speaking of which, next week, actually, are we all good for next week?
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. Well, that is it for us here tonight. I don't even know if I'm still streaming. And I have 0 viewers if I am, so whatever. But if you are watching, thanks for stopping by. Thanks for hanging out. If you're watching on YouTube, thanks for checking out the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy the show, please consider all the likes, loves, and subscriptions. Just mash all the buttons. Whatever they are, mash them. Comments. If you comment, I'll try to get back to you in a timely manner. I'm usually pretty good at keeping an eye out for comments. I don't get a lot, so it's easy to spot them. What else? Oh, yeah, the Discord. Come join the Discord. Join the community. Come hang out with us. Talk shit with us. Hang out with the cast. Tell us all the things we did wrong as per the game rules, or the things we did really well. Other than that, stay safe out there. This world is a crazy, dark place, so make sure you're doing what you got to do to take care of you and yours. And as for me and mine, we are out of here. See you next time.